Hi, I'm back again, Tunnelbolt Beach. It's actually a Sunday later, exactly a week later. This time I'm fishing tide coming up to high, so I'll be fishing over much deeper water. Conditions look a bit better. I mean, it's still too bright really, but there's a little bit of cloud in the water. Onshore wind, little bit of wave chop, a little bit of weed in the water, so it's probably stirred up a bit more. So yeah, feeling hopeful. I've also addressed the concerns I had about the rigs, so I'll bring you in and show you what I've done. Right, so some of this I've not made any changes. This is the rig which I was using last time on a bar rig, and as you can see, it's basically a bolt rig, so if the fish can't move the lead, you're not going to see any bite. But I'm using, this is a cuttle and mackerel bait. It's a big bait, and if the fish can't move it, I don't want to catch it. But no, generally, it's unlikely a fish that can take that bait isn't able to move it, so I'm still hopeful with that. I'll show you the other rig. So this is the lighter setup with sardine squid wrap. It's got cuttle ink over it, so it's not as glowing white as I'd like, but yeah, it's quite a light setup, so I would catch smaller fish on that, which might not be able to trip out 7-ounce lead. So I've made up I can't grab it, a new bar rig which is running. So it'll cast out exactly like a bar rig, but it will run, so if I get a bite I should see it. And also, because I did get snagged up, I've put a rotten bottom quick release on it, so hopefully I'll get this back. So I've cast out, set up, leads are holding as I'd expect, not a massive amount of weed yet, so that looks good. Yeah, pretty hopeful. There's rain expected later, so I've got the waterproofs ready, but it was that warm I didn't want to wear them on the way out because they look heavy enough that I was onto the Guy Cottons, which yeah, aren't so pleasant to wear on a long walk. So that's why I'm not, well, we'll be in green, but a different shade of green. Yeah, I'm not really expecting anything till it gets dark, but you never know. Certainly just sit here if I've got enough bait. So I've talked, I've drunk tea. Can't buy a bite. I was just talking to a camera which was switched off. I've had a bite on this rod, which is the carbon tip rod with the cuttle and mackerel on, and it's still tapping away like that. Unfortunately, when I tried to wind it in, it was immediately snagged. So I'm hoping if I leave it, because I think the fish is on it, will pull it out the snag. So, because this is the non-rotten bottom version. So, yeah, that's a pain. I mean, it's not hooked on the hooks by the look of it, because the fish is on the hook. So, must be the lead. So with luck, it will pull it out. So I'll give it a pull, but if it doesn't go, I'll just yeah. Oh, I think it's quite a decent Huss, which is sort of what you'd expect on a mackerel squid. Yeah, not massive, but I think staying very low. Only they're writhing on the surface. Oh. Well, decent Huss. It's a Huss. Well, there we go. But yeah, for Huss that size, is giving a bite like that, it's really not the ideal rig. But definitely a Huss, nice and dark, hooked nicely. So yeah, that's a good sign. Hope for something a bit bigger. There we go. How about that? Monster. Oh, hello, hello. Well, that was weird. I didn't realise that was on. As you'll probably be able to see then, I've had a good drop back on this rod. This looks more, if it keeps dropping back, that's very Huss-like. Yeah, I think that's on. That's dropping back. Sun's setting. Rod's tapping. That's good. I don't think it's huge. It really would be dropping, bouncing about. We'll drop back a lot more. Let's have one last look. Yeah. Right then. Oh, don't. Didn't release. Clip didn't release, so it was twisted up by probably by an eel then, which is good, but not what I wanted. Yeah, that's a pain. Yeah, you can see it didn't release from the. What a pity. Oh well. I've had another bite on the remade cuttlefish and mackerel bait. So I just remade it, put it out again. There's a big slack line on it, which I didn't notice because I was trying to rig up. Oh yeah, it's still on. Yeah. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, I'm into a Huss, I guess. Not big. Oh, a bit better. Yeah, that's a bit better. They're definitely liking the cuttle mackerel. It's not actually what I'm after, but I'm not. Hopefully that shows up well enough. I'll do one with the lights. It's a bit bigger. There we go. Lovely dark Huss. Not very big, but yeah, not so bad. That's shaping up quite. As long as I don't run out of bait or tackle, yeah, I've got high hopes. It's still a couple of hours till high and dark, so that's good. Got bite on the glass tip rods with the. I put out a sort of guts bait, squid guts and sardine head and guts, so quite a soft bait. I think I need to wind it in because I didn't think it would last long, but typically I've had both the fish on the rigs I rejected last time, and there we go. And I've got a plain pulley pennel set up, ready to go in its place. Must admit, I'm a bit worried I've messed up with my lead situation. When I come home, I'm going to find a little pile of leads on a table somewhere, because I remember I'm low on 7s, but I put a couple of 6s out on the last of the 7s, and I haven't got them with me. So I've got these 2 here and 1 more, and that's it. So, yes. I mean, quite often you can fish a whole session and not lose a lead, but it doesn't seem to be like that at the moment. So if it gets bad, well, if I get down to 2, I might start fishing closer in, because there's certainly less snags closer in, and got the depth of water and dark, and do that. But yeah, that's a bit, I don't think I've ever run out of leads before. Right, just as I was getting the pulley pennel out on this rod, this rod started going, but it's stopped again now, so, oh yeah, there we go, that's off again. It's not a lot, but it is, yeah, wasn't me. That's a, yeah, I'm pretty much trying to stick, oh, no, that's actually a sardine cuttlefish, because I'm running low on mackerel. I've got like a big head and guts, which I'll try and put in the gutter later on. I've had quite a slow hour, like a few knocks, but then we're over high, so that's sort of the worst time, I think. The tide's starting to drop, so I'm going to, I think, yeah, I'm going to put out my best baits, because I haven't got a huge amount of bait left. Put out this big mackerel just past the gutter, I suppose, 40, 50 yards out. Seeing as the tide's dropping, I think that's worth a go. So yeah, I'm going to drop that out, and then I'll show you the next bait which I'm putting out. But yeah, I think the next hour and a half is probably going to be the best of the evening. So well, I hope. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I just had a decent drop back on this rod. I think there's something on it. This is the bigger sardine and squid bait, squid guts. Oh, don't say I missed it again. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, that looks a little bit more energetic, doesn't it? This is on the pulley rig, so yeah, we'll assume that's on. Yeah. Now I can see I can see eyes reflected. Yeah, can't really argue with that. It's best Huss of the night. Oh, that's getting towards a fair size, isn't it? Well, we're about 2 hours after high, and it's really kicking off again. Although I'm getting ready to go home, really. This rod, yeah, this is actually, yeah, getting proper bites, because this is the running bar rig. So the fish can, it doesn't actually have to move the lead to produce a bite. Yeah. Yeah, that's been rattling a few times, so I think that's on. That's the bait I remade, I think. Yes, yeah, that was the one I had the Huss on. I think I might have said it was a pulley pennel, but it was this running bar rig. Yeah, there's very little crab action. Because I guess there's so many fish out there that the crabs are keeping a low profile. Oh, I missed it. No. Right. Probably my fault for rebuilding the bait rather than doing it properly. Although that hook's still fishing, this one's turned in, and I just saw a bite on this rod. Oh god. But it's stopped now. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I can take back from this session. It's been a bit weird. It's quite rare to miss bites, but then maybe I'm seeing bites which I wouldn't have seen, so I wouldn't know I'd missed them. That's an option. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that I'm getting better bite indication. Or maybe the bolt rig effect of the, even if you don't see the bites, is better with the bar rig. So like you hook the fish, but you don't know about it, rather than you get a bite, but you don't hook the fish, but you see it. Who knows? Who knows? It's that's the other thing which I think is making it difficult. Is I see a bite, I fumble with the camera, I try and get the microphone connected, and then by the time I'm there, I've missed it. But yeah, that's my choice to try and film it. There was a tiny rattle on this rod again, and a slight drop back. Hello, there we go. That's definitely get better bite indication with the. That's dropping back. Yeah, I think that's on. Yeah, right then. Oh. Yeah, something's on, but not very big. Yeah. Oh dear. Another Huss, smaller, but yeah, I'll get that unhooked. At least I'm seeing the bites. I'm going to put out the big mackerel bait with this rod, and then I think I'll call it a night. Well, I think that's it. I've got a big mackerel out as far as I could put it, but yeah, it doesn't look like there's any big Huss about at the moment. It's quite odd that it was two very similar sessions really. I mean, the conditions were not that different, and then first session I had dogfish, strap and whiting, and this time it was all Huss, apart from one small one, all pretty much about the same size. Not big, but not bigger than a dogfish, so yeah, not a bad session. Missed a few bites, maybe learnt a bit. I'm still not sure, but yeah, I don't know. Tell me what you think. What did I learn from that? Who knows? But a lovely evening. I've stayed way later than I I'm not going to be much good at work tomorrow, but the boss will understand. Yeah, but yeah, no, I think that's it. It was a bit hectic start, but yeah, it's just been such a lovely mild evening. The rain never showed, and I've just sat here, drunk tea most of the night. Lovely. It's a lovely spot. It's probably my favourite beach. Maybe not in terms of catching fish, but it's the closest thing you can pretty much fish at one point. So if I had a fishing shelter, I probably could have used it, but it's so rare to have that around here that it's not really a thing. And you've seen like some of my other windy videos that they wouldn't last long. But that's it. I can't talk anymore. The fish aren't going to bite, so good night. Despite saying I was going to stop, I sat and drank more tea because it's just such a lovely evening. Left this mackerel out, and there's just been a bite on it. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, maybe it's weed. Maybe it's picked up some weed in the surf. No, that's a bite, isn't it? Says it's a huge mackerel, I'll leave it a bit longer. This is the standard bar rig, so again, you wouldn't expect to see bites so much, because unless it's moving the lead, you're not really going to see anything. But no, I'm going to wind it in. I don't expect there to be anything on, but you never know. Such a shame there aren't any bigger ones about, because I'm doing my best. I mean, it's decent enough, but that has really swallowed, absolutely swallowed virtually the whole mackerel. Anyway, that's it. Home time.